right, guys, I got 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order.
Go to where we'll
Have, first, we'll have a stand, have a moment of silence, pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stacy, roll call, please.
Ms. Sanders? Here. Ms. Sanders? Here. Sheila?
Here.
Mr. Lamb?
Here.
Mr. Shelton?
Here.
Mr. Dacus?
Here.
Ms. Fitchie? Here. Mr. Burkhart?
Here.
Next, open public comment. We have no one signed in here, so we will skip over that one. Next, employee appreciation. And this one is my turn, guys. And Miss Jackie, if you're coming up here for me, I'll meet you halfway. I chose Miss Paragon for personal reasons. Miss Paragon, how long you been an educator? 29 years. But Miss Paragon was very detrimental to me getting through high school. She may not remember, but I struggled in geometry. And she had a little board to the side. When I would come in there, she would write the grade that I needed for the day to stay on top. You remember that? Yeah. Put that little 80 over there and get me up to a 70 for the next semester. We really need 10 more points this semester to help you out. And I'll never forget that because it challenged me, and then you moved me beside you where I couldn't be distracted. And, she made math fun. So, Ms. Jackie, I appreciate it. I know you do so much for so much more, especially now with your role with pre-K and the attendance. Our kids are going to school now, so we appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate everything you do for me. Funny story I should have shared was I missed school one day, and Charles probably remembers this. They had elections for math club. Do you remember that? And I come back to school and Charles had nominated me for president. You remember that?
Charles wanted to know.
Yeah. Miss Paragon talked to me after that first 69 of that semester. So thank you. Next we'll have student board member Mr. Ethan Smith. You'll report to us what you have there.
So it's been a minute since we've had a meeting, so I'm just gonna kind of roll through. Football finished its season with a win against Gibson County. Cross country has finished in regions with some runners moving on to state. Golf boys finished third in regions with Hayden Howe going on to state. Girls golf won regions and moved on to state. The fishing team has had 2 tournaments, with SCSS teams placing in both. Volleyball has finished as well with their best season yet, and basketball season is starting up and practice is in full swing. Event-wise, Literacy Night had a great turnout with many teams competing in the trivia night that they hosted. HOSA hosted a blood drive with students helping run and as well as donate. For Halloween, there was a Monster Mash dance which followed the completion of the benchmarks. To my knowledge, everybody enjoyed it. Bears team hosted the annual pumpkin patch for the elementary schoolers, as well as FFA hosted Farm Day for the elementary schoolers. Quarter 1 is officially over. I consider it a great success in the school, and I hope to keep both the sports and academic success throughout the school year. Thank you.
Mr. Ethan, very good report. Next, we'll move to corrections, additions, and the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to add the ERS contract to the agenda.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
2 seconds. You can just choose one there, Miss Stacy.
What numbers?
Let's just go ahead and move that there to number 8. Move it all the way down. We have to move all the numbers. We'll just move it after field trips there, if y'all are okay with that. Okay. We have a motion for that. Do we have any discussion? Then we have a second already. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Any others?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
Thank you, Mr. Lamb. We have a motion to approve the agenda. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Selton. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? is approved. Next, we have the approval of the minutes. You guys have the minutes there. Any corrections that need to be made, or do you wish to approve the minutes from last meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Fitchie. We have a second?
Second.
Mr. Burkhart? Sorry, I drew a blank for a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the approval of the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have the approval of the consent agenda. Do we have anything we need to discuss on that? We do have, one of those field trips is an overnighter, so Mike, if you just wanna just touch that on this.
The band director, the band, high school band is going to, has asked to go to a, concert in Pigeon Forge beginning of May. That's after all the tests. I recommend that they go out there. It's an overnight trip.
I think our band is doing so well.
They have really improved.
There was a young man that played the national anthem with the trumpet down at the fishing. It was amazing on the water. He did an outstanding job.
Yeah, she's doing an excellent
They don't
job.
get enough recognition sometimes. They're awesome.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Mr. Slam, do we have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next, we have the approval of the contract of the metal detectors, and that was, we just talked about that. That was for the lease of the contractors that they were recommended. We discussed it in the work session. Do we have a motion first to approve that?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Shelton. Now discussion. Any discussion on that?
Charles, you're okay?
I'm okay with the contract, yeah.
Okay, you're okay.
Ms. Stacy, make sure you put that big in the notes. Charles, is okay?
Charles is okay. Hey, let me tell you, those words in those contracts, now, y'all can't tell me every one of y'all understood this. If you did, I'm left out.
That's
Because
why
that's why we got Charles. Yeah,
that's
that's
why
why we appreciate Charles
Yes, we do.
very much.
Any other discussion? Ms. Stacy, we do a roll call vote on that, please?
Ms. Fitchie?
Yes.
Mr. Burkhart?
Yes.
Ms. Sanders? Yes. Mr. Gillum?
Yeah.
Mr. Langham?
Yes.
Mr. Shelton?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Alright. And thank you guys very much. That's awesome. Y'all jumped on that so quick. Thank y'all for that.
And not to doubt you will, I promise. It's just for the legality. I think you did a good job explaining. Very good.
Alright, next we have, the approval of the surplus sales. Do we have a motion to approve that? Motion by Mr. Shelton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Pretty self-explanatory what it is there, so, we know when they bring us the surplus sales, we know it's not
Can't
gonna be
be much
real.
pressed.
They drive until they're gone.
But I've seen a few after they've been going on the road. That's the thing. I've seen them sold and I think that was surplus, yeah. But you don't want them to ride. But I have seen them on the road.
Got a motion, got a second. All those in favor of approval of the surplus signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next, we have the approval of the 177 budget amendments. You guys have that there in your packets. Do we have a motion and a second before we discuss it? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Shelton. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lamb. Any discussion? Mr. Gwynn, you wanna?
This is just a line item transfer, E-plan, at the end of the year, we'll want that money in that, the category we're moving the money to, so it's just moving money. It's no new money, doesn't increase or decrease the budget, it's just moving from one line to another.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next is the approval of the 2026-2027 school calendar. We have a motion on the school calendar. Motion, we have a second? Second, Ms. Sanders. All right, any discussion?
We do have committees. Do we change up committees or are they the same every year?
We send one out to the school, the principals go through their teachers, talk to the ones, got parent input. Basically, this is an exact same calendar as we had this year. We just laid it over the top. We had a lot of good feedback from teachers, especially on this year's, the current calendar we're in, where we were able to work some days, some professional development in on days after long breaks. They really like that. It allows them to get ready for them to come back like after Christmas. Next year, just like we did this year, the Monday that we come back is just teachers, students come back a day later. So it's basically the same calendar as we had this year. Starts
It was really like that October one.
yes.
Fall break a little day longer maybe for the kids.
I knew it looked similar to
I mean, it's
the one last year.
couldn't make it any more like the one that we had. It just lined up perfect.
I love the graduations before Memorial Day.
Graduation be on the 21st.
I love that.
That's different. That's the difference, because it wasn't last year. Was it the
Because
weekend
but it's the same. It's
Okay.
still
Okay,
Memorial
it's the
Day.
third. It's still the third. I
Yeah,
understand. I know
yeah,
where you're
Memorial
going.
Day.
I'm
last
looking at
year
the
was-
calendar.
See, Memorial Day
Yeah,
this
I
year is
see
kind
where
of
you're
weird. It's
talking.
on the 31st.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Hey,
It's a week later.
I love that. Big Louie loves that too. We always lose all of our workers because of graduation. So
Good deal. Thankful for the committee to do that. Any other discussion on the calendar? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next, we have the approval of the USEPPA membership. Mike,
I'm gonna let
Sorry,
Mr.
sir.
Gwen.
we
I'm
we
sorry.
have a second for that first. I mean, a motion first. Motion approval.
Motion.
Motion. Mr. Lamb, we have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Burkhart. Now discussion. Thanks, man. Sorry about that.
I'm gonna let Mr. Gwen, if it's okay.
This is just a nationwide buy board, like Sourcewell that we use to buy buses. It's a nationwide bid process, that we can buy off of, and it's geared more toward data services like, telephones and, internet service and things like that. Doesn't require us to buy anything, doesn't require us to pay anything. It just has to have your approval for us to even use it to look at their bids. If they have a bid that's favorable to us, then we would definitely look at it.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Next, we have the approval of the LEA compliance report, which you have there in front of you. Do we have a motion on that? Motion is a second. So, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Lamb. Any discussion? Go ahead and let Mike explain. Just a little.
Every year we have to, sign it's a pretty normal thing to sign off that we are in compliance with state and federal laws. We have no, corrective actions going on now, so that's why it's checked certified, we're in compliance. And make a change if something came up, but as of now, we are.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The approval of it. Next, we have the approval of the 2025-2026 TISA accountability report. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Lamb. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Sanders. All right, any discussion?
Sorry, Dr. He worked on this, so I will let him speak to it.
Yeah, this is, I guess, the third year now that we've been required to do this before November 1st, so I have to have it submitted to the department before November 1st, and then, the board approves it in November, and then I submit the minutes from the board, so it pretty much just goes through what our academic goals are for the upcoming year, and then how we're gonna support those goals using TISA funds. So none of the goals changed from last year's plan. You can see how we were on track or how we fell short on a few goals. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you for that. Next, we have the approval of the 5-year strategic plan, which we discussed about at the work session. Do we have a motion to approve that? Motion, Mr. Gillum. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. By Mr. Lamb. Any discussion?
The only thing we needed to add to that, if we're gonna vote on this, right, is the 2-year.
Yes, 2027. And then we will, Dr. Duncan will place it in there, it's in there, I wrote it in on my copy, so if y'all approve it, we will have that plan, or the
So we're gonna-
assessment done.
So we're gonna look at the next 3 years after the 2 years long. So
In the next 2 years, we're gonna do the facilities assessment, and at the end of that, we'll bring it to you, and then we'll do this plan
Gotcha.
again. Cause we have to look at it every 2 years.
Every 2 years. That's always. That's what Charles was saying. Make sure we put it in there. Make sure we know it has to be looked at every 2 years.
He's already said it's gonna remind me.
Don't lose your phone. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we have the line item approval of the coach's pay scale. We have to do something first before we have approve, and that is, we had discussed, we have 2 options there, 50% increase and 33% increase. We have to determine which one of these we want to do, and then we'll
Just make a motion for that exact one, right?
Correct.
I'll make a motion for the 50% increase for the coaching pay scale.
Motion 50% by Mr. Lamb. Okay, we have a second. Second, Mr. Sanders. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll do a roll call vote on that there, Ms. Stacy.
Mr. Burkhart?
Yes.
Ms. Sanders?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Shelton?
Yes.
Mr. Dankis?
Yes.
Ms. Stitchie?
Yes.
Long time coming, as
Long
Ms.
time.
Fitch you said last time.
I know.
Go ahead.
We were talking this morning about this. I've been here, I guess, 21 years. It was the same pay scale when I came. Mr. Glenn was saying, was it when you were principal, they put this?
I was assistant principal when this pay
So
scale.
Mr. Carson was principal when they put the current pay scale in now.
It was a year after I got out of coaching that it changed.
I think Anita Hawkins was actually the director of schools.
Anita wants
Wasn't
the
Anita
director.
Hawkins the director of
Miss
schools?
Hawkins.
Cause that's what I was thinking she was, yes.
So I know that on behalf of the coaches, I'm gonna say thank you, cause I've talked to them about it, and as a former coach, I know none of us did it for the money, but it's nice to have the money.
Appreciate it.
And we would be very competitive with surrounding counties and what we pay our guys and girls, the ladies to sometimes put up with. And then, but it is a rewarding job.
No, did one motion, had a motion for the 50% and what, I didn't say, but, yeah, we did that one. You taught me right.
No, you're good.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to put it in big bold letters, Charles said.
That's right. He sends those texts with those bold letters too.
That's right,
I
he does
appreciate
that, I like it.
Next we have on there the board member, wrestling discussion and vote. Mr. Wallace, you wanna invite the people in that are here for wrestling? Mr. Darrell did it from a seat. Thank you, Mr. Darrell.
Don't worry.
I've been saying, they've been
They've been sitting very patiently, yes.
thank you all for coming and patiently waiting out there. I know it's crowded in here, but this is a moment you guys brought before us, and we're excited about it. And thank you for being here. But well, here we have wrestling discussion and or vote. Do we have anything we want to discuss or a motion to be made?
Make a motion to approve the wrestling.
Motion to approve the wrestling
Second.
program by Mr. Lamb and a second by Mr. Gillum. Now discussion.
When is this going to take effect? I know they said we can't this year, but when is it gonna take effect?
If y'all approve it, we will have our first season next year.
And how does that season run? Does it run in the fall? Does it?
Can I explain? Or
This,
Mr. Wall?
I don't, you don't have to, I
you
don't,
have to make
Yeah.
a split, yeah.
It's still saying Nick's. I'm gonna turn it over to Nick.
yeah, it's fine. I don't think
Yeah.
it can be.
It's a winter sport, so it falls within the same categories as basketball. So it would, the TWSLA calendar would start, practice would start first week in November, first full week in November. And then their contest would start near the end of November, similar to basketball. And it would carry on to, it can end as early as February if you don't want it to, and then it can stretch on into March, based on success.
Nick, have you talked to the elementary schools about us using the gym, or I guess Dover Elementary?
I haven't yet. I know I've talked to Brian about it personally. Me and him have talked about it. But I mean, that's what we discussed. We really wanted, as far as the availability of just the shortage of time.
Sure.
I mean, you're talking, the middle school has middle school basketball, the high school has high school basketball. They're both in there till, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
basically every day. And that's not even including game nights and stuff. So logistically, it would just make more sense.
Nick, with us being where we're located, are we in a would we be in a district, or are we just kind of freelance for the first year?
No, we're already district.
We already in it.
We don't compete, but we're already, as far as the state goes, they have us, as soon as we start a team, we would fall within the district that they already have us in.
This is gonna be for high school and middle school, correct? Is that what we decided? Both schools?
Now, the middle school would be different. Okay, but the middle school districts and the high school districts don't always align, so we would just be placed in whatever districts the middle school placed us in.
So the high school would we be like in same district like in basketball?
Well, it's probably more aligned with the smaller sports. Daryl, they just don't align like they used to. The old days of where you play the same team based on different. That's just not how the classification systems works for sports anymore. I mean, it's all over the page. I mean, some of them have 2 classifications, some of them have 4. Football has 6. I mean, we just don't. It's just those days are gone. So, we're gonna be in that mid-Cumberland area, so we're gonna be around District 11, 10, somewhere around in there.
So on weight classes, I'm assuming, do we every 10 pounds they jump up a class? 7 pounds they jump up a class. Okay. So if you won't be in a lower class, you don't eat nothing the whole day. There's nothing wrong with that.
The whole season, not the whole day, just the whole season.
There's one other question. When are we gonna start putting these wrestling across there? I want a jersey.
That comes after approval, Daryl.
10 minutes.
That's something now we'd have to talk with Mike about.
There's some logistics to work out. I think tonight what you're doing is saying we're going to do this, and then we'll have to have a middle school coach. I mean, maybe one coach can maybe do it all. I'm just not sure. I don't know enough about. Look, I think this is a good chance for us to study it, and then whatever we need to do to make it a success, like we have trying to do with all the other sports we add. I'm gonna have to look at it, and we may have somebody that I know there's some people interested in coaching already teaching here that are already coaching other sports that have wrestling experience, because he's already talked to me about it a little bit. He may want to do it all, if I start a program, I'd want to be in charge of the whole thing, and maybe have an assistant or somebody to help with it. That's how I would do it.
On
know Nick had said the last meeting that it was one of the fastest growing, in college, am I correct, for ladies?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Women's, it's really,
So,
really growing.
we're looking at both, is that what we're looking at both, okay, just to make that clear.
That's the one benefit. It really doesn't require a number. You know, we might have a year where we have 10. We might have a year where we have 3. But it can function at any number.
Any number, okay.
Mitchell, it's wrestling, not wrestling.
Mitchell wants to wrestle.
So is this something that we need to start, if this approved, is this something we need to start looking at for like mats and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, that's what the spring is on, get everything together. And
I knew
ready to go next
you
fall.
got different grades of mats that need thickness, so maybe, I don't.
That's why we got athletic director.
Okay.
We're gonna
He
go-
knows the
we're
thickness of
gonna,
mats.
we're gonna try to do everything the right way.
Look good.
We're not gonna put out, you know, a thin.
One about this thin?
Yeah, no. We'll make sure that we're doing it the way it needs to be done.
This is exciting. Whoever
Mhm.
said it last meeting, we're reaching a different group of people.
Yeah,
Give them
exactly.
something to do. This is exciting.
And I'll
As a
be
board.
honest with you, I was talking to some of my superintendent friends who were similar to us, and I told them what was going on. They're like, Stewart County's gonna have wrestling? Because it's not something that's normal, I don't wanna say normal, but it's like commonplace in our area. And I think it is unique that we're gonna do it. I'm glad there's this much interest in it.
Yeah.
If you had one person wanting to do it, it'd be hard to justify
Yes.
having a program. You know, golf, you can do one person because you just have to have a place to go do it. But here, you know, this deal, and as far as facilities, using Dover Elementary, that's not gonna be an issue. I'll make sure of that. So,
I mean, I like that idea. They can have their own area and not be interrupted.
right.
Locker room, I like that. Any other discussion?
Middle school and high school, they're never gonna overlap then with, like,
Well, I mean, there are, you know, it's like cross-country and golf and a lot of sports. You can have them at the same time. You know, you can have the event at the same time. Some of them don't have to be. It's really how you schedule, you know. I've talked to some schools, they do that. They do it where they bring both at the same time. I've talked to some where they don't. You know, they keep them kind of separate. I mean, you know, we'll just have to, you know, for the most part, you know, Mike and I discussed, for the first year, we're gonna really focus on playing mostly, if not all, on the road. Just for learning things, because we don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna host something and everybody shows up and there's 9 things we haven't addressed. So I wanna make sure that when we are ready to do it, we're doing it right.
Any
For
other
curiosity, do you have a number of, like, people might be interested?
It was around 30.
You're pushing about 50 kids.
How many?
50 between middle school and high school.
Good.
that's awesome.
Any other? Adam, can you reword your motion?
For middle school and high school.
Correct.
Make a motion to
And
approve.
co-ed.
Co-ed,
And
yeah.
co-ed.
I was having to get ready.
I don't know if it's a co-ed or it'd be men and women.
Men and
Yeah,
women.
co-ed, yeah, no. So I make a motion, I reword my motion that we approve wrestling for the middle school, high school, for boys and girls.
I said it's second.
You got the second there. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Thank you guys for all that. Y'all don't have to stay around. Y'all can head on back out if you want to. Thank you guys. See some happy kids.
That's awesome. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they're excited. 50's a lot of kids.
So, I'm just curious, you understand like that, are we kinda unusual with the size of our school having that? Is that what they mean?
I don't wanna come across, it's not a big sport in this area.
Yeah.
And I think we're unique because we're located close to Fort Campbell and Clarksville.
Yeah.
You know, it's big in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
It's big up
and it's
north.
big up north.
Oh, yeah.
But like over in Camden, you say wrestling, they're like thinking Jerry Lawler.
King
Hurrah.
That's what I was talking to. He's like, Stewart County's gonna be doing wrestling? Wrestling? I said, wrestling. So yeah, I think it's great too. I didn't realize there's that many areas.
She said 50, I thought, wow.
Well, Nick said that last meeting about how packed that place is by the high school, and I drove by and looked, and it is full on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights.
Oh, they have a practice over there?
They have like a martial arts facility,
Oh,
and they do wrestling one night a week,
oh,
and it is packed.
wow. Didn't know that.
I just think it's so good that we're able to open up
Absolutely.
different sports because, you know, not everybody plays basketball, not everybody golfs, you know, so I think opening up these new ones is
And,
really
you know,
good.
it's one of those things, you know, volleyball, we approved that, and it's skyrocketed.
Yes, it has.
And then on fishing, it ain't everybody can take a lure and throw it underneath the tree and make that thing jump through there like yeah. So we're doing a thing, we're expanding our thoughts.
Well, there was 133 boats that had the last tournament there,
Yes.
and they were talking about what a great area that we were, and how they were so glad to get to come in this area and fish. They were very complimentary to our community and our water, most of all.
Prime location.
It is,
Utilize it.
133 boats, that's a lot of boats. A lot of boats.
Next, we'll go into board member questions and comments. Just fit you, you're just
I'll
always
just
closest,
start it
you're
out.
right there.
Okay, first of all, I wanna say that the parking lot at Dover Elementary, thank y'all. It is so good that you don't bottom out when you go back there. I just hope the roofing thing doesn't, but we'll worry about that while they're driving back around there. I don't think so, but it looks great. It's made a world of difference, you know. And I know you may have this in your report, but I've had some different questions brought to me if we could have an update on the golf building. And you may have that in your report, but I didn't know if it was something.
Yeah, I asked Jamie this morning, he couldn't be here tonight. The golf building has, the building's been ordered, we're just waiting to be put on the calendar for them to come in and put it in. So the dirt work's been done, as soon as they let us know when they're gonna erect it. Cause they won the bid, Summertown building's right next.
Summertime.
And as soon as they give us a date, then we'll have all the prep work done, they'll come in.
Is there kind of a projected date, or is it just something that?
Help me, Nick, cause he just says he's waiting to be put on the calendar.
I mean, as far as I know, I talked to Jamie, and I talked to, you know, the guy at Summertown this week. They were working on some things with making sure some ADA doors.
They had the doors in the wrong place, so we had to do a work change.
And they had to make sure they were
Change
ADA,
order.
the bathrooms, cause that's really the main goal here is for getting it in, is for the bathrooms and the concession for baseball and softball. But they were just hashing out some minor details there at the end, I think.
So, but I don't have a timeline.
I mean, I didn't expect next week or next month, but you know, when something starts out, everybody gets excited or everybody gets all talk, and then when nothing's said about it, it's like, well, what's happened? You know, so I think it's a way of it's a way of getting the news out to the public and the district.
You'll have Summertown show up one day and say, here, we're here to do it. And they'll show up, they'll do it, they'll be gone.
They'll be gone.
But I will tell you, Summertown built mine, and they told me one date, and then it was a month later.
Well, sure, and it could vary.
Well, sure.
Absolutely.
Right, I understand.
They do good work. They really do.
I
They're
think my
fast.
question was to make sure that everything was still moving,
Yes,
so
it
that
is
everybody
moving along.
knows that it's still going on. So that was my reason for the.
I appreciate you asking, cause this morning I knew I was gonna be asked that, so I went
Oh,
to
good,
Jamie and said,
good.
Jamie, I'm gonna be asked, so what are we looking at? Cause I get 1,000 things on my mind, and I'm not thinking about the building, so, but yeah, should have it in spring, I would think.
That's what we're hoping. We wanna have bathrooms for baseball and softball.
Baseball and softball season starts in March, so I would say we'll have it in.
Well, thank you. I'm done. I'm
You're
good.
done?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to ask Mr.
I mean,
Burkhardt.
don't take that by surprise, but you know, I just.
I didn't want to say Mr. Burkhardt was
That's
that with
okay.
you there.
That's okay. No, I'm through.
Thank you, ma'am.
For now. Like
Check
something
your
else. Don't worry about it, Mitchell. Mitchell Now, you know, he grew up with my kids, so here's the thing. Y'all don't think we're enemies or anything, so I love Mitchell. He's sweet.
I don't have anything. I'm good.
I will make a comment, cause we talked about working on communication, and you've sent out a couple of texts this time, and I appreciate that. I just wanna acknowledge that we're working.
I appreciate it. And I try to get word to you whenever I think something's worthy. I don't wanna bug you to death either. I don't wanna bog you down in details that y'all hired me to do, run the system, and I'm trying to, and, if something worthy comes up, like this morning, I sent you one about this page. I don't know, I hope everybody got it. I was gonna talk about, I don't wanna talk too much about it, respect their,
Sure.
but she's doing good.
Shep.
There is a need, I think, and I've talked to the county and the mayor, and they're willing to go along with us, and I've talked to the state lottery. I think we need to be looking at putting a student or someone in the school system through a class to do grant writing and to do research on it. The reason is I've looked into the grants and ones I found for them, and you gotta be education, Mr. Parks, to figure through some of these things.
He cheated for this.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I mean,
It's
the
that
wording
easy.
of them is legal terms that, you know.
Yeah, his
normal.
law degree is from the guy he sat next to.
But talking with the state lottery people, they would put somebody in the class with their grant money, you know, the class money they get. What they want, though, would be a contract with us to say, hey, if this person goes for a month, drops out, you know, some way to get the money back, and then we have somebody to go back into that class. I've also went as far, and I didn't make copies for everybody, but y'all can look at it, is the two courses, one at Murray State and one at Austin P that they offer for what they do for the grant. When they come out, we got one that's a professional grant writer, which can move on. If we can get Mr. Parks, once we get this in place, to write up a contract, say, hey, you owe us 5 years for getting you in school going, or 10 years, or whatever we wanna do. And then the county said they would take up some of it, but we wouldn't have to have a salary per se, is you give 1% of whatever grants they bring in to pay for their own salary. So it really, we wouldn't be out of any money out of pocket, but we could use it not only for the school, but we could use it for the county, and I'm sure that y'all probably could use some for the city too on helps with the grants.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely a neat grant writing.
I wanna know where you were at like 17 years ago, cause I went through that and I had to pay for it. I used to write grants for Larry Lawrence and Austin P, and yeah, it's a good thing to have, it really is.
No. They probably fired.
Well, I don't have my certification no
Do you
more.
remember the board had something in place several years ago that they were gonna give a percentage for grant writing? There was a couple of people that actually took it on, there wasn't a contract. Chris, do y'all remember that? Okay, and they had something in place to do a percentage for grant writing, but it didn't pan out. But, you know.
It's a tedious job, and people get excited about it, and then they get into it, and they don't wanna do it no more.
It's a lot of research.
It's a lot of work.
But the percentage, I think that was actually wanting to be paid for it, and all we could offer was the percentage, and it didn't pan out.
I think that's what Will volunteered to do earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did a really good job.
My rate wasn't very good.
Zero.
You know, I will say, there's a lot of grants out there that this county and this school district qualify for. It's just a matter of taking the time and digging in to find it. I mean, if you'll go on these government grant things, I mean, there's thousands of pages of different grants. You know, some of them may not be but $1,500, and some of them may be $3 million. You know, but it's just, you want to have to read every one of them that what you want to look into. So it's a lot of work to.
It's just a great idea if we can figure out the logistics behind it. So thank you for that. put it on next meeting's work session. We get Ben to get a reminder on that one too, you think? Mr. Gillum?
This guy right here thought it was a good idea for the next work session.
Absolutely.
I mean, the money's out there. You just gotta dig for it, you know, like that. And whoever volunteers for a good job like that, good luck with them. And then I'm super glad that we approved the rest. I had no idea that we had 50 kids interested. I'm good.
Guys, y'all doing a great job. Thank you for all you do. Y'all summed up about everything we need to talk about. We'll turn this over to next on the director's report.
I really don't have a whole lot. I do, the roof project, as y'all know, is going on at Dover Elementary. That should be done next week. I mean, they're moving fast. And I know they were moving real fast today, try to get ahead, button it up for the most part by tomorrow night. We had cross country. What was her name, Nick? Help me.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry. We had one young lady competing cross country today in the state.
It's her second year in a row.
Second year in a row, she finished.
21 or something. She finished 63rd.
63rd out of 180 something, I think. So she did really well.
Alexis German.
Alexis German. Okay. It's 2 years in a row she's done that. Our the year so far, I don't want to jinx myself. We do have, it's been going good. The teachers are all working hard. I've been in the buildings every day. Had very few big issues. A lot of little things, but I think the school year is going good. A lot of enthusiasm. I know everybody's ready for Thanksgiving break, but that's right around the corner. And besides that, that's all I have.
Mike? Any questions for Mike?
One other thing, I'm sorry. Y'all keep Miss Page, Tara Page in your prayers. Please.
Thank you.
I would like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Motion adjourned by Ms. Sanders. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Sanders. Mr. Shelton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you guys. You have a good evening.